Boris Johnson's chief negotiator will warn Michel Barnier the European Union needs a deal to keep trucks moving far more than Britain during this week's Brexit talks. David Frost is set to challenge his counterpart's rejection of an offer to ensure future access for UK freight to the bloc, which the Frenchman has branded fundamentally unbalanced. The dispute came after the pair resumed their wrangling over a free trade agreement during a private dinner in Brussels on Tuesday night. Mr. Frost's team will use this week's crunch round of negotiations to point out failure to secure a road haulage pact would be detrimental to the EU's interests. The warning has been echoed by industry groups on both sides of the Channel, who have claimed it would result in job losses and drive up prices. Mr. Barnier has told member states the UK wants to maintain future access for British truckers to the bloc's market. The Brussels bureaucrat claimed this was part of the government's bid to secure a best of both worlds Brexit deal with single market-like benefits. Under the British plan, lorries will be able to make pickups and drop-offs inside the EU, known as cabotage. The UK wants full transit rights for its truckers crossing the EU as well as the ability to make 2 drop-offs inside member states. Brussels' own rules allow for truckers to perform 3 cabotage operations across different states within 7 days. But a UK source hit back, saying, "We're not asking for single market access. EU hauliers carry out 7 times more cabotage in the UK than vice versa." Some European capitals, including the French and Dutch, have argued granting easy access to British lorries would create unfair competition within the bloc. Paris has previously complained low-wage Polish lorry drivers have already put a dent in its transport business. In 2018, UK trucks made only 15% of the 2.4 million trips made by lorry drivers through UK ports. British and Irish hauliers have urged the European Commission to compromise to protect the economy on both sides of the Channel after the transition period expires on December 31. The British road haulage insisted the EU was shooting itself in the foot by refusing not to consider Britain's offer, insisting that intransigence puts the bloc at a disadvantage. Its chief executive Richard Burnett said, "The UK government is trying to provide symmetry, but in terms of market access the EU's position is far more damaging because of the balance, or imbalance, of trade. 85% of the volume of goods that come into the UK is moved by European hauliers. UK operators are responsible for the movement of only 15%. The government approach is to try and negotiate access to the EU while trying to maintain symmetry, but the EU's current decision puts them at a disadvantage. Maintaining the supply chain between Great Britain and the rest of Europe can only be achieved on a level playing field."